Hey, welcome, Max here from Tab Illustration. I would like to talk about a cool comic book called Siri Watu, The Descendants of Africa. That's a mouthful kind of name, but it's a comic book done by Ziyaad Rahman. It's around, I know him for a while. I met him on Comic Con and I saw his comic book. He had a few volumes out and he decided apparently to release a full remaster of his comic book, and I managed to buy it digitally and read the comic book, and here's my review. So it's basically about what I read so far. I'm going to try to read it again later on, and this is my first reaction of what I've read so far, and my good and the bad about the comic book, but it's all good, more good than the bad. So apparently Ziyaad, the artist, writer, has been working on for 10 years on this comic book, and it's quite a feat to able to work it on for 10 years and release a few comic books. I haven't released my comic book, my big one, yet, and it kind of inspired me to try to get faster, and not too fast, but try to get my comic book out. But I'm derailing here, so I'm going to talk about the comic book. The story is about 4 kids getting superpowers, and it's Afro manga, the very first Afro manga comic book, and in South Africa. And I got this vibe of Last Airbender mixed with Naruto, and a little bit of Fantastic Four setting vibe, but in South Africa. So it's got a bit of that South African sensibility, especially in the slangs and in Afrikaans, Xhosa and Zulu, which is quite cool when you read it. As a South African, I get it. Except for Xhosa and Zulu, I don't speak that language, but luckily they got a glossary in the beginning. So yeah, so what I can say about the comic book, it's a very good comic book. It's got a good story, got a good premise, and a cool idea. And I'm very intrigued to see the next one, because I want to know what's going to happen to the characters. And I'm going to reread the comic book at some point again. And I felt like this is a really good comic book in the style of Afro manga. I haven't read much Afro manga stuff, but I've read manga stuff like Dragon Ball Z, I've read Ice Shield, I've read One Piece, don't have to finish that one. I've read Bleach, some of the comic books, and it's got that manga sensibility, but he does it in his own way. And what is really cool about this comic book, as I said again, is going to be the characters and the story, and it's very interesting. And he's doing it for 10 years, which is quite cool, and you can see the progress of how he started and getting better as time goes on. It's all a color, it's not like a manga where it is black and white with half-tone grayscale effects in it. And this comic book got a lot of potential to be an anime, just to be honest. I really like it from the start. The bad side is, although he's been working on 10 years, you can see that he has some word balloon legibility problems. Sometimes you have to figure out the layout, and you've got to give him a bit of slack, because it's been 10 years ago that he started it, and it's got better. And you can see the progress. He got better at how he plays the stuff out, and the drawings got better, because you can see he has a style. He's got the manga style, and he started getting better and better as he evolved, and the action got better and better and better. The one only thing I didn't like about the comic book is that there's a scene where I forget the character's name. I had to reread it again, because I have a tendency to read it first, give you my review about it, and my first initial reaction about it, and what I can remember so far. Because that way you know exactly how am honest about it, and when I reread it again, I will get a little bit better appreciation on it. There was a section in of a character with glasses, not me. I got glasses, but it's not me. It was like a side, not a side quest, but a side story against the 4 characters. And so when I read the book, what happened is something major big happening with the 4 characters, and while this side quest is happening with the shadowy figures and stuff like, I won't spoil it, but when you read the comic book, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I felt like, yeah, that story is interesting, but I want to see what's happening to the 4 characters. So it didn't give me enough intriguing, like, not intrigue, what's the word? It didn't pull me in to know what's going to happen there. I was more interested in the 4 story. So, but then I remember he's been working on it for 10 years, so he has an idea where the story's going to go. And once the characters got this power, I can start to see, oh, okay, I can see where the story's going. But it's a very cool comic book. I'm very proud of this guy. I'm very proud to be South African, that there is somebody out there who's bringing out some really cool stuff, and it's kicking my ass to like get my stuff done, you know. And it did inspire me over the weekend when I read it on Friday. It inspired me over the weekend to draw a bit, and I did drew a really cool like something on the side just for fun, and it made me aspire a bit more. And I like to have that kind of comic books where you read it, you get inspired, you draw something. So I'm very proud of these guys, especially Ziyaad, who's bringing out this comic book. I know he has it already out, but he remastered it with 6 volumes in one comic book. I will put the link down below to if you want to go buy it. There's a digital version, there's softcover, as I understand, softcover and hardcover. And I will get the softcover or hardcover down in the future when I get paid, hopefully. And yeah, I really want you guys to check it out. This is really great. It's great that there's more great cool comic books, great and cool comic books coming out from South Africa, and we haven't had that much coming out. We do have a few, but it's mostly like very like super out there, and this one is not that super out there. This is like a very easy digestible comic book for all ages. That's another good point I want to add. This finally a comic book that's all ages, not bitter comics or any other comic books like that's a bit not for the kids, you know. This is like something where kids also can read and enjoy it, because it's got a sense that Last Avatar, Avatar, The Last Airbender, Naruto kind of feeling mixed with the Fantastic Four. The reason I say Fantastic Four is the 4 kids get 4 powers. One's got fire, one's got a little bit earth power, one's got water, and the other one is got purple. That's the other one I also wanted to point out. Like the purple one didn't make sense to me, but maybe I read the comic book too fast. But it's still a good comic book. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna reread it again, because I want to dive into it. Because what I do usually is first I read it, digest it over the weekend and think about it, do the review, just I just did now. This, by the way, the second review, because the first one I was rambling on the same thing over and over. So I decided to do a proper review and tell you guys, please check this comic book out, go support it, give lots of love, share it, link it, give to somebody else, give your kids, give your nephews, give to your whoever will enjoy this comic book, and I hope they will enjoy it. And also please do follow her stuff, check her stuff out, send them a message, send it from me. So yeah, I'll put down the links in below, and I will tell you guys, please do support this comic book, and have a good day, stay well, and keep on drawing.